ever done, obviously, because I don't have a lot of videos on my channel. But what I'm doing today is I'm doing most of the books that I have cried in. And the books I'm talking about are the ones that I've either bawled at or like I've shed a lot of tears. Not ones that I've shed like one tear or like got my eyes watery, but I'm talking about ones that have literally broken my heart. So that's pretty much all you need to know, so I'm just going to go straight on into the video. Just a little warning, I'm going to be saying a lot of spoilers. So if you really don't want to hear spoilers, I will put a spoiler, I don't even know what it's called, a spoiler text at the bottom, and I don't know, mute me, whatever, I'm not quite sure. Also, this list, I'm not listing them in a certain order, a lot of books I've read a long time ago, a lot of books I've read recently. I don't really know how I would even saying books that I've cried in. Yeah. But the first book I want to say is Alice in Zombieland by Gina Showalter. And the reason I chose this is because her dad dies at the end, and it's very sad. I mean, obviously it says in the beginning that both her parents died in a car accident. But in this book, her dad comes back as a zombie spirit. That's what we're going to say, a zombie spirit. And then towards the end, they kind of work together. Her dad is not really in as much mind control as the other spirits from Amina. I think that's what it was. I haven't read this in a while. And they control zombies. But her dad was not controlled as well, and he had actually helped her and her friends escape, and he got a bullet put in his head. And honestly, it just made me cry because it made me think of my father getting a bullet to his head. And honestly, it is not a good feeling to think about that, and it's really sad. So that is definitely the main reason why I cried in this book. Now I know this next book is going to be like, why didn't you say the third book? Well, because I have not read the third book. I've only read this book, Catching Fire. And I know I'm going to sound like a huge baby when I say this, but I cried when Meg died. But let me say this. I was in 7th grade when I read these books. I had a tiny heart, and I don't know why, but I got really attached to this character so fast, and when she died, I cried a lot, and that's all she had to say, like, the poisonous gas. Just let an old lady die in peace. Why do you have to put her back? I don't understand. That's all I want to say for this book, because otherwise I'm going to get way too heated in this discussion, and I'm not going to do that. So yeah, this book definitely got me. So the next book is not going to be at all surprising, and really, it isn't. Okay, this is going to be a major spoiler, so if you really don't want to hear this, I suggest not listening. So what really happens in this book is Tris dies. The main character dies, and it's so dramatic because it's brought into multiple chapters of mourning by 4, and it's really dramatic and it's really sad. Veronica Roth definitely wrote this as best as she could, and I think this had me crying for the last 40 pages of the book. I'm amazed about how long she could keep me crying. I'm amazed but also saddened by what had happened, and it's just, why did it just have to die? I don't understand. The next book I have for you is Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard, and it was her brother that had made me cry. When he got, I don't even know if his heart was torn out or what had even happened, but something had happened to her brother's heart that made him die in the battlefield, and I really liked her brother Shade, okay? He was the reasonable one of all of the family, because Gisa's just really shy and broken. Mayor's freaking crazy but incredible. The other 2 brothers are pretty dumb, but Shade is actually smart. He's a good brother. And spoiler, huge spoiler, Farley's freaking pregnant, and now she does not have a father. That really frustrated me that he has a child coming and he died. He would have been such a good father, but no, he's dead. So the next book I have is ACOWAR. And many people have probably already heard this, but Reese dies. And it's just, why? Why? Why couldn't it have been, actually no. It's okay that he died. Only because people actually would want to bring him back. No one would want to bring back Mor, or Amberyn, or Cassian, or Azriel. Who would want to bring them back? But Reese was actually a High Lord, and without that High Lord, the balance would have been off because Day would have been up all the time, and just, it sucks that Reese had died, and I was not prepared for it. I had read a spoiler about it, but I couldn't believe it. So when I got there, I was shocked, I was crying, it was horrible. It was really horrible to read it, but there's nothing we could really do about it. And it's all okay because he came back to life, so I'm not really going to complain that much. The next book I have is a pretty simple book. It is The Wicked Will Rise, and there's a simple reason for this. It's not like a main character died, well, kind of. So, the main character has a pet rat. And see, it really hit me hard when the rat had died by getting eaten by the lion, because I had a rat named Peanut Butter. And the rat in this book is named Star, and the Star had been eaten. And my rat, I think, was already dead at the time. I wasn't 100% sure. I don't know if it just reminded me of her or if she was alive. I don't know. But it really hit me hard because I really loved Peanut Butter. And it made me think of how much I loved her. And it made me cry a lot when the rat had literally died. They looked almost exactly alike. Star was a white rat. Peanut Butter was a white rat. So, it hit me very emotionally when I read that, and that's really the main reason why I cried in this book. The next book that made me cry is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. And if any of you guys have sisters out there, you will understand the pain that I went through reading this. So, what pretty much happened is Tella, Scarlett's younger sister, had been pushed off of the ledge and killed. And it made me cry so hard because it made me think of my older sister being dead, like smashed down on the ground, and it also hit me hard because it made me think about my sister and about like what I would do if she died. And I didn't know how to react to it besides crying. It was really dramatic and I did not like it. But thankfully, it was a ruse. She did die, but Legend saved her with the wish that was the prize of Caraval. And that's actually all I'm going to say, because that's still a really big spoiler. Yeah, but this really hit me hard. It hit me at home. Yeah, it kind of sucked. Still a good book, though. The next book it's kind of a given, but it's not a given. It's called Heartless. This is by Marissa Meyer, the same author as the Lunar Chronicles. Look how pretty it is. The sunlight, I love it. So what had happened is, the main character did not die, but the main character's love interest died. And I got so, like, I'm not crying. My voice is just getting a little itchy. I got so invested in this character because he's a big part in the book, and he was a big part in the characters, like, growing and change. It was just really dramatic, and I did not like it. It was really sad. I was hoping he was going to come back, but he didn't, and it kind of sucked. But a cry rating I would give this would be about a 7. I don't remember if it was like a fast kill, if it was like a slow kill. I think he got beheaded, which I was kind of like, what the hell? But yeah, poor Jess had gotten beheaded, and yeah, that was the end of his time in this book. So the last books I want to mention is literally the entire series of the Wendy Darling trilogy. And what really happened is, the first book, one of, like, the kids died. One of the Lost Boys had died. And then you start to think, this boy was like 9 years old and he was torn apart by pirates. What the actual hell? Like, it's still a great book. One of my favorites. But, like, it sucks. Because this, like, 9-year-old boy had been lost and then he died because a pirate was mean. dark pirates are in this book, but so is Peter Pan. And yeah. And the reason I cried in the next book is because now Wendy is on a pirate ship, which would be Captain Hook's pirate ship, and she actually is getting along with the pirates, and then they get attacked by the Lost Boys. And, like, the only pirate she actually got along with was killed. And honestly, it sucked. Because you see her on the ship, not being tortured, but being harassed by all these evil pirates. And then here comes the nice cook that is a very big, he's a gentleman. He treated her like an actual lady, and then I don't even know what happened. I think he got stabbed in the heart or in the gut. But it sucked because I cried, and it was the only person she could actually talk to. And I don't know, it made me cry a lot. It was not a good day for me. But in the third book, major spoiler right here, major spoiler, Peter Pan dies in the last, 10 pages of the book. And it sucked. And I don't know, the way he died, I don't really want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to talk about it. So, this is the end of this video. Thank you for watching. These are all the books I've cried about. And comment down below what books you've cried about. I'll comment. Maybe. And I'll see you in the next video. Comment down below, like this video, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.